day, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening. Welcome to the Red Ball Red Carpet Show. I'm Julius Santos, and I'm joined here by the always elegant Adriana Cotero.
That's right. We are here. And Julius, I have to say, you look very nice tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
So tell me, who are you wearing?
I am actually wearing a tux by Royal Bix. I want to thank Royal Bix for providing the tuxedo for tonight. The bow tie, to answer your question, yes, it is a manual hand tie bow tie.
Well, it looks great. Very great.
You're in for a fantastic show tonight. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to say who I was wearing, which is Blush, is who this dress is being sponsored by.
Blush. You're making me blush. Well, you know, we have a couple of interviews here that I think are very meaningful, and we'd like to go ahead and bring in our first interview right now. This gentleman has been with the organization since 1985. He's also been a chairman many times with the organization. And let's go ahead and I'm going to step to the side and go pick him up really quick.
That's right, we do. If you don't mind joining us over here.
Of course.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are you doing tonight?
Well, that light's really bright.
It is bright.
I didn't put on my powder.
I don't think we properly introduced him. This is Mr. Jeff Cook. You told us you've been with the organization since 1985. Tell us how you've seen the organization grow over the years.
Wow, that's a mouthful. The organization, Red Cross, is a great organization. It goes up and down like a yo-yo. I've seen it over the years, and I'm talking more about it at the national level. Locally, we've always had a very strong board. We've obviously had to deal with major typhoons in the past. Fortunately, we've been very lucky in the last, 13 years, knock on wood, that we haven't had a big storm, but obviously our friends in Saipan, we had to help a lot. But the changes are more just doing the same thing we do. We support the people when there's a big disaster. We support people when there's little disasters like fires and more recently flooding here on island. We support military members with our communication system. I was just talking to a gentleman earlier who Red Cross helped get home when his parents were dying, so he could get home in time to see his parents before they passed. So that's kind of what we do as the Red Cross, and that's pretty much what we've been doing since I've been with the organization since 1985, and to the best of my knowledge, is pretty much what it's been doing for a long time. I haven't seen that much major changes on Guam because we pretty much do the same thing that we've been doing.
And I know Guam's weather really provides a lot of consistent activity for the Red Cross. Tell us, one of the biggest disasters that I've experienced within my lifetime was Typhoon Paka. What was your involvement then, and what was something significant that stood out?
Well, Paka was a really big, what we call disaster case, and a lot of people came in from Hawaii and other places in the mainland to help run the assistance. Normally what Red Cross does right after a typhoon's over is it goes out and does assessments of the damage, and then it starts providing money. It used to be they actually gave cash. You asked about changes. It's now changed to where it's like a debit card. So they can go to a local store and like buy clothes or buy a mattress or whatever they lost in the storm. Paka was, you mentioned Paka, right?
Yes.
That was a very big storm that cost the national organization a lot of money. And a lot of times people wonder about, okay, like this event tonight, we raised the money. All the money basically goes into the national pot. And people say, well, but what about paying for local? Well, the thing is, whenever there is a disaster, especially a big disaster, national just comes in and pays. And I don't remember if Paka was the one, but I know one of our storms, like National, put in $11 million, which we could never raise locally. I forget what the amount was for the big storm in Saipan last year.
It was
YouTube, yeah, and I believe it may have been like 15 million or something. I don't remember the amounts, so that's why the national organization is raising money all over the country, and then when there's a major disaster, it puts in there. So that's what we do.
And we're all
that's
here
why
to support
that's
that.
why we thank everybody to be here. Exactly.
Exactly. Well, thank you, and I hope you enjoy your night.
All right.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. One of the biggest takeaways there. Every chapter of Red Cross and every wherever location it is, they contribute to the national pot. And well, we've got our executive director right here.
And as he mentioned, Super Typhoon U2, the first response, I was there during it, and I got to see the media response, and it was inspiring and beautiful. And we're going to see just how Tinian was affected right here, right now.
Good job, guys.
The Red Ball is the largest fundraiser of the
that
Guam
was-
chapter of the American Red
that was 6
Cross.
minutes right
The
there?
organization has been helping island residents for the past 103 years after it was chartered by Congress. Most recently, the American Red Cross came to the aid of our brothers and sisters in the CNMI that were devastated by Super Typhoon U2 in October
Hi,
2018.
how are you?
Tinian was really hit hard by Typhoon Yutu. A lot of people right now. First of all, I wanted to express my appreciation to a lot of folks, a lot of people that have been donating to our community. First, I would like to recognize that the American Red Cross are out here helping out, distributing food, water, and also making assessments to our people that have damages to their property. The militaries are out here, and also the government agencies that are involved in the recovery stage. One of the things that I would like to hear, and that I've been hearing out there, is that we are united, we are resilient, we are moving a lot of things to make sure that our people are taken care of.
2 people died from U2 and more than 130 were injured. Catastrophic damage was reported throughout the CNMI, leaving residents powerless and homeless. The efforts of the American Red Cross left storm victims a sense of hope in their time of need.
So we just witnessed Super Typhoon U2 that destroyed the Marianas almost a year ago on October 25th. And now we are here joined with another guest. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm
That's
wonderful.
great.
Can't you tell?
She's the lady of the night. Miss Sugar Blaze,
yes.
of course. You know, one of the main reasons why we're here tonight is through all of your work, all of your efforts. How do you feel about the evening?
I feel fabulous. I mean, this is our 19th year and we are full house.
Well, you
That's
look
wonderful.
fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we know it was a lot of preparation to put this event on.
A lot of preparation when you organize an event as big as this. And of course, I have a very good chairperson, David John, and he just mobilizes his team and my staff and our volunteers. So, you know, it takes they say it takes a village, it takes the whole island to organize Red Ball.
Well, you know, we were, when we interviewed Jeff, he told us about how every chapter of the Red Cross contributes to the national organization. What services does the Red Cross provide locally? Because he's talking more about the financial aid that they provide. What about locally the services?
Yes. Well, in addition to responding to disaster in times of a typhoon, which we have not had for 17 years, we respond to single-family home fires, to flash flood, and we service the military by delivering messages to their loved ones in times of emergency. We're the only nonprofit organization chartered by Congress to provide that emergency communication to the military.
That's fantastic.
And so we average about 500 something cases a year. Yes, and that is like no fail. No, it is. We cannot. Three times that's all they give you and they shut you down. Because that is very important. That's a matter of life and death. So we take that very seriously. Everything we do is a matter of life and death.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, I must say that everything that you do, it inspires so many. When I was in Saipan and I watched the response, there were students, they couldn't go to school right away because their schools were down, and they helped out, and they joined the American Red Cross in the efforts, and they told me they saw these individuals coming into their home and helping, and they felt inspired to do the same. So through all the work, you're inspiring everyone.
In the aftermath of any disaster, when they see the Red Cross, our volunteers with the Red Cross on their back, they just feel so relieved. We really give them that hope, you know, and I'm very proud of that. I mean, we have been here for 103 years, doing what we know best, saving lives.
Well, thank you so much for all of the
Thank
work
you
that
so
do.
much.
We
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
your time. the interview
Yes,
here.
thank you.
And your effort, thank you. And for inspiring.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
Go and enjoy your evening. China, talking a little bit about some of the local efforts that they provide aside from the monetary efforts that are kind of spread out throughout the nation. One specific service that they provide is training for an area that I actually used to work in, and
That's right. We
lifeguarding.
were just talking about that before.
Yeah.
You were a lifeguard?
I was a lifeguard, right out of high school. It seemed like a really fun job. But then when taking that job, you really learn the responsibility. A lot of the work is preventative. You don't want to have to respond. You want to be able to control the environment, but that's not always the case. So right now we're going to take a look at a couple of gentlemen who give of themselves every day to represent the Red Cross and to do their service for the community.
Jack Bellon has been a lifeguard and CPR instructor for about 5 years and an instructor for the American Red Cross for the past 12 months.
I was lifeguarding for like a long time, and then I decided, you know what, it'd be good to pass on what I know to other people who want to become lifeguards, and so I just volunteered with the Red Cross.
Jack, along with Ken Conception, who's been a volunteer for 6 years, have been teaching certification and recertification courses here at the Agana Pool to the combined 14 participants enrolled in the month-and-a-half-long course.
Once they pass the pretest, they'll be doing like rescues, rescue drills, skills, of course CPR training, and pool etiquettes like what are their secondary duties, what are their primary duties, stuff like that.
According to Jack and Ken, they're here to ensure that our lifeguards are ready every disaster.
A lot of the Red Cross preparedness, it makes you ready to respond or even to act and make decisions in a split second.
That's the thing, they teach you to be ready because as someone who's certified in a CPR or being lifeguarding, you're the front line of that. We get to be the first ones to respond, and then we get to, training on how to respond to that and do effective rescues.
Goes by real fast.
So it's always good to be ready because at a moment's notice, a lot of things can happen.
Thank you very much. That was Jack and Ken. They're not the only two individuals who dedicate their time. There are hundreds of other volunteers who are constantly volunteering to perform their service to the community. It was really nice to see my buddy Jack. We were actually lifeguards together. He's a very good guy, very humble man. He performs great work for his community. Right now, another man that performs great work for the community is Mr. David John. He's the current chairman, and it's your first time being chair. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Cheetah's got this thing well oiled, so my role was to help with the fundraising parts of the evening, and so far so good. Looking forward to a nice evening with everybody, fellowship, and supporting a good cause, raising money for Red Cross, so that we have funds available next time a disaster hits the community.
What was one of the biggest challenges you faced as far as preparations for tonight?
Just having to ask people for money. It's
Never easy.
You kind of like people say, "Hey, how are you?" And they're running away. Right. No, people step up really quick, and it's nice to see. It's a pretty easy ask. Everybody in the community is supportive of the cause, one level or another.
All coming together for a good cause.
It's a pretty easy. You have to put the time into it and make the calls, but all in pretty easy. Easy deal.
So what are we in for tonight?
Good fellowship. They have some great food. I missed the food tasting. I was off island, but I heard very good things about it. And exciting night as far as the raffle side of things, with the BMW giving away a 740i.
Oh yes, we heard about that one.
So I think there'll be some screaming in here about 2 hours from now.
Whoever wins, I just want to ride.
Yeah.
I just want to go for a ride. I don't need to win it. I just want to ride.
Well, with respect to the fundraising, at least it's not an election year, so it made it that much easier.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so my wife is in the middle of doing her fundraising for her school, though, so we were hitting the same people.
Oh, man.
That was interesting.
Well, thank you so much for
Yes,
your time,
thanks.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, good luck
Appreciate
tonight.
it.
Thanks
Yes.
for everything.
Thank you. We'll see you in
All
there.
right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was David John.
That's
very
right.
interesting man to talk to. I've known him from other careers. Very professional guy, gets the job done, you know?
Clearly, he mentioned the fundraising that
Right.
took place and how it was a little bit of a challenge, but here in the community, everyone's so willing to give back. So that's great. It's always a good
Yeah.
thing.
And from the way things look tonight, you can tell he did a great job in fundraising. And another aspect of that fundraising, it's
Which we
gonna be-
mentioned a
yeah,
little bit, a
it's gonna be
big
fantastic.
car from AK.
We mentioned it, we teased it, now you get to take a fancy look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW 6 Series 740i.
Good job.
Hafa de Guam. My name is Jacob Torres here at AK BMW. Today we're going to be talking about the 2019 BMW 740i, the grand prize at the 2019 annual Red Ball. The M Sport package includes the aerodynamic body kit, the Shadowline exterior trim, and the upgraded M Sport wheels. The BMW 740i comes with the upgraded Nappa leather, which includes the comfort ventilation and massage function for both driver and front passenger.
When you think you've done.
Your whole family's here?
Yeah.
All right, Azuzu. You're starting.
Well, there's a car where you can drive around and look absolutely dignified, sophisticated, and sexy at the same time.
Nice, Julius. Nice.
Tickets are only $100, and they're available here tonight. You don't have to worry about where they're going to be because I'm sure they'll put you up.
All right. Okay, well, we have another guest here, Joe Azuzu, a friend of mine. I think you'll claim me as a friend, right?
Yes, hi, Hafa day, everyone.
So, Joe, you're no stranger to doing interviews with me. We've done a lot, and especially whenever you two hit Saipan, you and I spoke. You were with McDonald's. You guys had many donations. Tell us what the experience was like for you.
Yeah, so as everybody knows, U2 was a devastating event for most of us. It's the worst in our lifetime, where the islands were hit, and we did not have power and water for several months, and a lot of people until now are still recovering and rebuilding. So yeah, Adriana, it was one of the worst times that we've experienced in our lifetime, and where we saw really everybody come together and help one another and really show the community spirit and Hafa Day spirit, island pride that everybody has for each other. So it was really a time of coming together.
And you know, we got to bear witness American Red Cross's response, immediate response, and we got to see them right there in our community helping out. Just to see them come into your home, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was very moving to see American Red Cross along with the government, FEMA, and a lot of the other groups to come in and support the people. A lot of people lost their roofs, lost their houses. I mean, even some of our employees. So a big thank you to the American Red Cross, all the supporters and all the volunteers for continuing the mission of Red Cross. And into the future, you know, there will be other events and disasters. So it's really up to groups such as Red Cross and all the stakeholders and people involved to come together and support those who are less fortunate. So thank you again, everybody that makes this event successful. Thank you.
You know, it's really interesting to hear you talk about how, devastating the storm was. You were out of power and water for several months. I know here in Guam we experienced that with Paka, then we had Tsatsaan and Pongsana. They hit pretty much within a year of each other, and some places were out of water for about 6 months. A lot of that had to do with the infrastructure, and if you look ever since Pongsana to now, we had climatologists and meteorologists are saying like a La Nina, so Saipan has really been hit with a lot of those storms. And that was one of the negative side effects. It exposed all the weaknesses within the infrastructure, which is what the storms did here in Guam. Are you hopeful that, with the work that was done, not only in the community to help bring people back to normalcy, with the Red Cross doing their work and FEMA and the government, but what about the aspects of the infrastructure? Do you feel confident now that when they started to replace and repair the damages that were caused, are you confident moving forward into the future?
I can't talk specifics because I'm not involved to that extent, but what I'll say definitely is Sodalor and these past recent typhoons are a memory that will never be forgotten. So with that, I do believe and have confidence that the people will try to do better and make better, and we are, looks like, learning to take the typhoon seriously and not just to treat them as, oh, this is just another banana typhoon. So everybody's getting prepared, locked and loaded. So pretty confident for the future. But again, we do need a backup plan always. So, yep.
By the way, what village do you live in Saipan?
In Saipan, I'm living in Kobler. It was the worst hit.
It was in the cold,
part of the worst hit areas.
I spent my childhood in San Roku.
Oh, okay. All right, man.
Yep,
okay.
And
Okay, great.
Joe knows where I stayed. He was a friend of mine, so he'd come over.
Yep.
Family. But
So-
all right, well, thank you, Joe. We hope you enjoy your night, and thank you for speaking with us.
Okay, thank you, Adriana. Thank you, sir. Okay, everybody have a good night. Thank you.
It's good to meet you, Joe.
Alrighty.
It's always good to meet a...
And we have another interview heading our way, please.
I'm just standing next to all of these tall people. I swear I should have brought a step stool.
Just look up at us, Julius.
Feel free to look down on me.
All right, so you are with Atkins Kroll, and you guys are giving away a car today, raffle ticket, right?
Yeah, so we're really excited tonight and really proud to be able to be the main sponsor of the American Red Cross Red Ball. So Atkins Kroll, and in partnership with BMW Asia Pacific, will be giving away the flagship of BMW, which is a 2019 BMW 740i luxury sedan.
Tell us a little bit about the features, because I know there's some people in here who are very familiar, if you will, with the vehicle. Tell us some of those features that stand out to you.
All right. So the BMW 7 Series, as a flagship car, is just loaded with tech. And tonight we have a video that we'll be showing, a little bit of a spoof video with some of the American Red Cross board members highlighting some of the features. But
I heard it's quite a video.
yeah, have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
All
I'm
right.
really excited, though. I can't wait.
Yeah, so the car has gesture control, it's got massage seats, it's got fragrance features.
Wow.
It's really just a fully loaded car.
Fragrance features. So
Yeah.
if I'm a little bit on the...
Wait, no, you lost me with the massage seats. I was like, whoa.
Well, here's one feature that I really like, particularly with the 7 Series. A couple of friends of mine had them. Does this series have the air-conditioned seats?
Yeah, so it's pretty standard in BMWs that they have ventilated seats. But, yeah.
I mean, here on Guam, that works perfect, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You get into a car, the seats are always hot, so you're cool in the front, but your back's sweating, and that's always plagued me.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feature.
What about the power of the vehicle?
You know, all the BMW's cars are the engines are built for
They go
performance. And so, I mean, we sell 2 Series and we also sell the M Series. So the vehicle tonight is a V8, quite a powerful vehicle, but it's also quite a large vehicle. So I think it's also got the M Sport feature, which drives performance.
I had the fortune of being able, I had a 3 Series, and just the drive was absolutely amazing. It felt like it was caressing the road, but in like a very firm way, because the control was there. I could feel everything, except for the bumps, which is amazing. I don't know how it does that. It really feels like the tires are holding onto the road. But I just want to thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
We're looking forward
And
to
again, raffle tickets, $100, and they'll be going around selling them, I believe.
Yeah, I was just told that they might have been sold out,
Oh, wow.
which is a good thing, good problem to have.
very
Yeah.
You
good.
should never let that out. Just keep getting more raffle tickets.
All right, thank you.
Thank
All
you
right, well,
again
enjoy
for
your
time.
night.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The tickets, they may be sold out, but if you'd like your chance to win, please feel free to
And we're
inquire.
all looking forward to seeing that video.
Absolutely, the spoof
Definitely.
video. Are
Yeah,
you
the
in that?
spoof.
No, you're not.
No,
in
I'm
that.
not in that. I wish. It'd be nice to be in that. But
Well,
if,
ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us here at the Red Ball Red Carpet Show. Again,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here with me. The
Thank you,
always elegant
Julius.
Adriana Cotero.
thank you. And we're going to head in there to the main event.
I'm excited.